Bob, an absolutely gorgeous sunset this evening. It was so gorgeous out there.
Yeah, you know, people wonder why I show so many of them, because they're so beautiful, and they're all very different in some respects. Here's a time lapse of the Van Wezel webcam showing just beautiful conditions. And I say you always need a little cloudiness around to get the different kinds of colors, but when there's no clouds, you get this beautiful orange and pink that shows up after the sun goes below the horizon, and that's what we saw tonight. So pretty nice, if I must say so myself. And the photos were sent in to pics@mysuncoast.com. This one from Raymond out on Lido, just as the sun was going below the horizon, just before it did so. And yesterday I had a photo sent in. They said they saw the green flash. It is a rarity. You can see it sometimes, and it's more due to the light getting to your eyes as opposed to green flash that kind of explodes as the sun sets. Now, the fog is along the east coast right now. It's not all that thick at this time, a 9-mile visibility down near Fort Myers. And for us, 10 miles, and that's what you consider clear at this point, so no problems with fog. I think there'll be a little bit of patchy fog tomorrow morning, starting the day off more so to the north. So if you have a commute north on I-75, say past Tampa, past Interstate 4, could be a little thicker up there. 70 degrees right now. We do have clear skies. The dew point 65. Winds are light out of the north-northeast at 6, and the pressure 30.03 inches. That's high, and it continues to rise ever so slowly. Now we're going to see this high pressure dominate our weather, despite the fact a cold front will slide down the state tomorrow and get over north central Florida. Unfortunately, it's not going to move on through and cool us down. 85 the high today. That was a well above average of 81 is our normal, and 90 the record set back in 1996. Now the rainfall is dry. It typically is a very dry month in November, so we don't anticipate a lot of rain. We don't see much on the horizon either. Temperatures right now upper 60s to low 70s, fairly uniform due to the light winds coming out of the northeast. 73 at Whitney Beach, Holmes Beach here at 73 degrees now, and 70 in Parrish, Bradenton, as well as into places like the Meadows and Laurel Oak. 1 degree warmer. Kensington Park at 70, 72 in Osprey, Siesta Key 71. That's pretty much the same story in Northport, as well as into Inglewood, Rotunda, and into Port Charlotte. Just a little bit cooler. Temperature forecast for us tomorrow will drop down basically into the upper 60s to mid 60s, but we'll warm up tomorrow by 1, 83 degrees in Sarasota, 84 in Orlando. And then again, temperatures will stay into the mid 60s for the most part tomorrow night and Thursday morning. Now, as far as that front goes, it comes down into north central Florida and eventually fizzles out just north of Tampa. And it looks like we will stay in the warm sector here. That means temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s. Now, this is getting better organized. This is Rena, which the winds now have popped up to 50 miles an hour. It's moving off to the north now and is not a factor to any land. And there it is. It's moving rather rapidly. The pressures have been falling, but looks like it's going to head off to the north and then eventually to the northeast. Well, it will dissipate in the open waters of the Atlantic. These are the storms we really like. They're well behaved, and this one a little late in the season. Well, the satellite and radar imagery showing some very cold air starting to spill southward now. And looking at some long-range models in about 2.5 weeks, right around Thanksgiving, it appears we're going to see some Arctic air move into the northeast. So if you have a plan up north, remember that it's going to be extremely cold, I think, in places like Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Cleveland, even into Michigan. The temperatures are going to be extremely cold there, it looks like, as models are starting to come in agreement with that now. The Arctic air is now over the northern plains in North Dakota. For boaters, it shapes up like this. We are going to see seas running less than 2 feet tomorrow, so it should be good boating weather. A light chop out there, and again, winds out of the northeast, turning to the north late in the day. Water temperature 75, 81 for beaches, and the next tide is a high tide at 226. And the forecast tonight, mostly fair, just a little bit of patchy fog, 66 for a low. Tomorrow, that fog will burn off, and we'll see a nice day, 83 degrees. And temperatures will stay rather warm, it looks like, over the next 7 days through Veterans Day. I know there'll be a lot of parades and a lot of different activities going on throughout the day on Saturday. Looks to be good, just a slight chance for a late day shower. Temperatures may be a little cooler as the weak front again comes down. Saturday night, Sunday morning, cools things down to only 78, and then it looks to be pretty good to start the work week.